Welcome to another episode of Historical Facts, Disturbing or Delightful. Buckle up and get ready to decide for yourself if these facts are disturbing or delightful.
Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States, was a force of nature himself. He remains an iconic figure embodying vitality, determination, and a commitment to justice. His energy was boundless. His personality was larger than life. Roosevelt left an indelible mark on America, shaping its trajectory and inspiring generations with his unwavering belief in the nation's potential. Roosevelt's presidency, from 1901 to 1909, marked a turning point in American history. He ushered in the progressive era, challenging monopolies, championing conservation, and advocating for the common man. He believed in action, not just words. He famously declared, "Speak softly and carry a big stick," a philosophy that defined his approach to both domestic and foreign policy. But before he became the trust buster and the conservationist president, Theodore Roosevelt was a sickly child from a wealthy New York family. His early life was a testament to the power of willpower. He overcame physical limitations and channeled his energy into intellectual pursuits and a love for the natural world, setting the stage for his extraordinary journey. Born in 1858, Theodore Roosevelt grew up surrounded by privilege in New York City. His family's wealth provided him with access to education and travel. However, young T.D., as he was called, faced a significant challenge: debilitating asthma. Determined to overcome his physical limitations, Roosevelt embraced physical activity and the outdoors. He rigorously exercised and explored nature, developing a deep appreciation for its beauty and power. His love for reading, particularly history and natural history, further fueled his intellectual curiosity. Roosevelt excelled academically, attending Harvard University. There, he immersed himself in his studies, participated in boxing and rowing, and began to develop his political views. Tragedy struck Roosevelt twice in his 20s. He lost his young wife and his mother on the same day. Devastated, he sought solace in the rugged Badlands of Dakota Territory. The vastness and harsh beauty of the Dakota Badlands provided a sanctuary for the grieving Roosevelt. He established a ranch, embracing the life of a cowboy. He rode the range, hunted, and learned from the rugged ranchers and cowboys of the West. This experience profoundly shaped Roosevelt's worldview. He developed a deep respect for the land and its people. He witnessed firsthand the challenges faced by settlers, ranchers, and Native American tribes. The experience instilled in him the importance of conservation, hard work, and self-reliance. The Badlands tested Roosevelt's spirit, forging in him a resilience and a commitment to social justice. He returned to the East a changed man. He was ready to enter the political arena, armed with a newfound sense of purpose and a deep understanding of the challenges facing the nation. Roosevelt's return to the East marked the beginning of his ascent to national prominence. He served as a New York State Assemblyman, Police Commissioner of New York City, and Assistant Secretary of the Navy. His energy and integrity earned him recognition and respect. The Spanish-American War in 1898 provided Roosevelt with a national stage. He resigned his post as Assistant Secretary of the Navy and formed the Rough Riders, a volunteer cavalry regiment. Roosevelt's leadership during the Battle of San Juan Hill in Cuba made him a national hero. His courage and charisma resonated with the American public. He returned home a war hero, further solidifying his image as a man of action and a champion of the people. His wartime experiences also heightened his awareness of America's growing role on the world stage. Section 5: The Square Deal and Trust Busting. In 1900, Roosevelt was elected vice president under President William McKinley. Tragedy struck again in 1901 when McKinley was assassinated. At the age of 42, Theodore Roosevelt became the youngest president in American history. Roosevelt's presidency was marked by a whirlwind of activity and reform. He championed the Square Deal, a program that aimed to ensure fairness for all Americans. He broke up monopolies, regulated railroads, and established the Food and Drug Administration to protect consumers. Roosevelt's trust-busting efforts earned him the nickname the Trust Buster. He believed that large corporations should be held accountable for their actions and that the government had a responsibility to protect the interests of the people. His actions laid the groundwork for modern antitrust law and established the principle of government regulation of big business. Section 6. Guardian of Nature's Splendor. Roosevelt's love for nature and his experiences in the West fueled his passion for conservation. He believed that America's natural resources were a national treasure that needed to be protected for future generations. He made conservation a cornerstone of his presidency. He established 5 national parks, including Crater Lake, Wind Cave, and Mesa Verde. He created 150 national forests, 51 federal bird reserves, and 4 national game preserves. Roosevelt understood the importance of balancing economic development with environmental protection. He worked with Gifford Pinchot, the head of the U.S. Forest Service, to develop a system of sustainable forestry practices. Roosevelt's conservation legacy continues to shape America's relationship with its natural heritage. His actions ensured the preservation of millions of acres of wilderness for generations to come. Section 7. The Big Stick on the World Stage. In foreign policy, Theodore Roosevelt pursued a course of action that became known as Big Stick diplomacy. He believed in negotiating from a position of strength, using the threat of military force to achieve American interests. He famously declared, "Speak softly and carry a big stick, you will go far." He mediated the Russo-Japanese War, earning the Nobel Peace Prize in 1906. He oversaw the construction of the Panama Canal, a monumental engineering feat that transformed global trade and solidified America's naval power. Roosevelt's foreign policy was not without its critics. Some viewed it as imperialistic. However, there is no doubt that he elevated America's standing on the world stage and established the United States as a major player in international affairs. The legacy of a Lionheart. After leaving office in 1909, Roosevelt remained a powerful voice in American politics. He ran for president again in 1912 on the Progressive Party ticket. He continued to advocate for social justice, conservation, and a strong foreign policy. He was a vocal critic of President Woodrow Wilson's neutrality in World War I. Roosevelt's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He was a champion of the progressive era, a conservationist, a trust buster, and a world leader. However, he also held views on race and imperialism that are considered problematic today. Despite his flaws, Theodore Roosevelt remains an iconic figure in American history. He embodied the spirit of action, the belief in progress, and the importance of public service. His legacy continues to inspire generations of Americans to strive for a more just and equitable society. Section 9. The Indomitable Spirit. Theodore Roosevelt, the sickly child who transformed himself into a rugged outdoorsman, a scholar, and a statesman, left an indelible mark on the American psyche. He embodied the spirit of adventure, the pursuit of excellence, and the unwavering belief in the power of the individual to make a difference. His words continue to resonate today. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause. Theodore Roosevelt lived his life in the arena. He left America a stronger, more just, and more beautiful nation. His legacy continues to inspire us to embrace challenges, champion our ideals, and strive for a better future.
You've been watching Historical Facts, disturbing or delightful.